welcome back to another colorful keto with Dory. We are getting together with Uarisa today, and she is a grief counselor. It's not just me. I'm not the only person who struggles with this on a keto diet, and several people have reached out to me, and a few even very recently. So let's wait for Uarisa to come in. I will apologize to you guys on Facebook. I thought my iPad was charged, and I usually record from my iPad so you guys get a full screen. It's not. It's totally dead. So we're not going to be doing it on my iPad today. I will try to screen record the Instagram for you guys so we have a slightly better quality for YouTube. So cross your fingers for me that I can screen record later today. I do not see Uarisa in yet, and I don't have a third device to send her a message. So I know she was here and waiting, so hopefully she will be with us in a moment. Happy Friday. While I have a second to say, I hope you guys had an absolutely amazing week. And let's see if maybe I can turn this on to send her a message. I thought I was so prepared this morning. I was like, okay, I'm going to do a live. First thing in the morning, Dory, you're so on the ball. I literally just walked back in my door from picking up Jacob. So this is how we do in the morning. I don't know why I don't see her yet. If anybody wants to shoot her a quick message, it's Uarisa. I can't even think of the name right now off the top of my head. We'll just have to wait for her. Hello, Clara. It's so awesome to see you. So if you know anyone who is struggling with losing a loved one, this is their live. We're going to talk about that. Some of the issues that come up, some of the stages of grieving, and some of the things that we can do to get through, let's be honest, something really terrible. Oh, there she is. Okay, let's send her a join request. Here we go. Oh, we got it. It's Friday. It's smooth. It's happening. Oh, yay, my lovely.
How are you?
I am amazing. How's your morning? We're doing it on the weird today, so I might have to screen record this later. My iPad's not charged. Smooth, Dory. So why don't you introduce yourself first? It has been 9 whole months since we did a live last. So I have a feeling some of my people might not remember you. I don't know how, but...
Yes, it has been a long time. Oh, good to see you again. And welcome to everyone. Okay, my name is Raisa again, and I've been working so hard in putting a grief mentoring package together so that I can help other people who are going through grief. And this actually started with my own personal grief experience.
Yes.
In 2006, I lost my only brother at the age of 39. Yeah, he was sadly diagnosed with a heart condition. So it was very hard. And then again in 2013, I lost my lovely mom after a short illness. And that was a big blow into my life and into the life of my whole family as well. It took me almost 3 years to recover from my mom's passing. It was not easy, but I learned the hard way.
Yes.
And I think through that, I got to realize that grief is very lonely, it's very painful. And even though I had a small network of good friends whom I could reach out for support because most of my family member lives in Namibia, but I felt like I needed some more. But as you know, life is busy. People can only reach out to you as much as they can. So through that, I just thought that it's not fair for somebody to grieve by themselves. And if I could be that extra hand to be able to support and guide someone else into their recovery, I would do that. And that's when I started doing my research and putting some things together through based on the information that I'm gathering through the research, so that I can reach out to women, especially women over the age of 20. Yeah, so while I was doing the research, while I was putting everything together, it was 9 months ago, then another news came through. It wasn't a good news. It came through, that was in December, on the Boxing Day, 25th of December 2018. I got a news to inform me that my beloved dad has passed away. So this was the reason why I put everything down, which I was working on at that time. Since the last time we had our interview, I needed time to grieve, and I needed time to find healing and to find my strength back again before I start helping others out. So this is where I am now, and now we are meeting up with my lovely Dory. So I'm so happy to get back on my feet again, and to be able to say that I have recovered, because I've used the same tool which I've used before when I lost my mom, and I want to let others know that recovery, it may take time, it may not be comfortable or easy, but it's possible.
And that's how we met, when you were starting to do your research for your grief counseling. I don't even remember exactly how we met each other, to be honest.
Yes, we met on a group. I think we met in one of the group somewhere on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for people whom I can interview, find out about their grief experience and all that, so that I can put this grief package together. You were one of the people who came forward. So
yes.
Nice and amazing to come forward to say, Uarisa, I'm willing to help you out, because I see you in this. This is you. And that's how we met. Yeah.
It's not easy. I cried a lot when we did the last one. And I think that I want to start there and let people know that that's okay. It is okay to process emotions emotionally. That's how they come out of your body. And I think for me, one of the hardest things I had to deal with in the beginning was even allowing myself that grieving, that time, that emotion, that freedom to just cry.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So I'm curious where you are now in the planning of your program, because when we met you first, you were just at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm about to launch it now.
Yes.
Yes. Mid of October, finally.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Most people have been requesting me to do one-to-one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with that first and then build it up into group.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So mid October 2019, where we are now.
Yes.
I'm going to launch our grief mentoring package, and so anyone who's going through grief, I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'm willing to listen to you and to offer you the support and the guidance that you need to be able to find your healing, to be able to get out of bed again, be able to live the life that you were living before, reconnecting with your strengths, your dreams, the life that you were living before. And that's all possible. It may take few steps, baby steps, but it's all possible.
Yes. And it's not that our friends and family don't want to help. They want to. My friends and family didn't know how to help me. They didn't understand the grief. They didn't understand the process. And it's not that they didn't want to help. They don't know how. And there's only so much that you can lean on your friends and family and expect for them to understand. They just might not, if they've never been through it. My fiance has never lost anyone very close to him in his family. So when I lost my mother, he just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
At all.
Yes. Excuse me. I do understand you, Dory, because most people, most of our lovely friends and family members, they don't know how to respond to us when we are grieving. They
Yes.
want to help. They want to say the right thing. And
Yes.
sometimes they say the wrong thing, not knowing that they are hurting us, but because they really want to help, but they don't know what to say.
Well, and they just want us to be happy again. They want us to be happy again, and they want to see that joy. And usually what comes out of that is, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. You're good. And that was pretty much all that he knew how to say. And again, not because he doesn't love me or because he didn't want to be there for me. He doesn't know how. I mean, if he lost a parent, I've been through it twice. I think I would be a little bit prepared to help him deal with that. But from his perspective, it's a whole new world. It's not anything that he has ever encountered before.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. I agree with you, Dory, because some of the things that we need to teach the society is that grief is normal. It is to help our family members, to all the grievers, to come to the point to acknowledge that it is okay to cry. It's okay to feel angry sometimes. It's okay to feel as if you are resenting, or to feel resent sometimes because you are going through grief.
Yes.
It's all normal. And it's part of a normal reaction to what you are going through because you have lost somebody so dear to you.
Yes.
It is all normal.
So I'm going to see if, while you're chatting, if we have any questions yet. I did post and ask for questions in advance, and I didn't really get any. So I have a feeling, I know the ladies that really needed to watch this live are on, and they're watching us on Facebook. So I will see if we get any comments. One of my ladies recently reached out to me. Her father just passed away within this last week. So let's start a little bit about the beginning process. What are the first things that we should be focusing on during and after an immediate loss?
Yes. I think one of the things that played, some of the tools that played so much role in my healing is acknowledging grief.
Okay.
Acknowledging that is normal, what we are going through, the way you are feeling sad, you are feeling bad, sometimes you are feeling angry. This is all normal because you are going through a loss, or you have lost somebody, and it's all okay. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel as if you are resenting somebody. All these mixed feelings are okay because you are going through grief. Acknowledgement is very important. And also the second tool which I can suggest, which has also played a role in my healing, is to give myself permission to grieve.
Yes.
Allow yourself to feel that way. Allow yourself to shed those tears whenever you want to. It is okay. It may be uncomfortable, but it's all okay to feel okay while you are grieving. So give yourself permission not to feel okay because it's normal. Let those anger out through shedding tears. Let those sadness out through shedding tears, or in any way, or through talking, because they all play a role in our healing. We are going through grief. And that has helped me as well. And also the third tool that I would love to share with others is that it's very much important to remember that at the early stage of grieving, do come to us like heavy wave patterns.
Okay.
But with time, these waves settle down. And you will expect that when you are going through grief. But the waves will eventually settle down. And also, in the grief journey, there will be a time when you experience what we call peak times.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are times such as birthday times, holiday times, anniversaries times, those times that remind us again of those precious times that we shared with our loved one. And during that time, even sometimes when you feel like you have started finding your strength back again, sometimes it will hit you back again. And that's not a sign of weakness, but it's simply showing that you are still grieving. And it's normal.
Okay. Excellent. So I just realized that my camera is wonky and we're not actually up on Facebook. So I'm going to start the Facebook Live, and they missed the beginning part of it. Sorry, guys. I had it on camera and I realized it flipped from live to camera. So if you guys are just joining on Facebook, we're a few minutes in. We're chatting with Uarisa. Yeah. And again, I'm going to screen record the IG, and I'll put the full version on Facebook and on YouTube. Uarisa right now is telling us about some of the first steps that we need to do. And I think for me, what was the most difficult part is that I never allowed myself that in the beginning because of the responsibilities that my mother left behind with my special needs brother, the house, the finances, all of that. I just pushed through. I pushed through because I had to. So instead, my mother passed away in December, and in March, I went away for a week to take a week to myself. But I think in retrospect, it made the healing process more difficult because I put off even beginning the process for all of those months.
Yes, yeah, I understand you, and it's quite obvious to experience that again, because with grief, putting it aside doesn't help.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't help to get too busy because you want to escape from it. It's very much important that we create time for our grieving. We get busy, but in moderation, so that we can create time to grieve for our loved one, so that we can create time to reflect on what's happening. And also, by creating time, it helps us to start learning again, to adjust, living life without a loved one.
Yes. Well, in my situation, when my mother passed away, also her fiance was still living in the house. I don't know. Is that your phone doing something? Her fiance was still living in the house, and being that we were both in grieving stages, he started to lash out at me, which I think is also very common when you're grieving with a group of people, and it's not even always that they don't know how to help you. Sometimes they'll lash out just because they don't really know what else to do. So in that time, my house, on top of the responsibilities, became a very hostile dynamic as well.
Yeah.
So the first 6 months was just getting through that and then figuring out what I could do after that.
Yes.
And I will say that I feel like most days I feel like I've healed a lot until I try to even mention my mother's name, and this happens.
Yeah. And that's sorry to see you shedding some tears, Dory. Is my heart goes out for you, and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way.
I feel like I should be stronger. I feel like enough time has passed that I should be able to talk about her and think about her without getting upset, but I'm just not there yet.
Grief is timeless. It is timeless, Dory. Some people can recover within 6 months, some within a year, some within 3 years. It is timeless. Yeah, you take your time, You take your step one step at a time. It is okay. It is okay. Yeah, no one has to tell you how to grieve and for how long. No, because it's very personal. It's unique.
I shut down a lot when my mother passed away too. A lot of things that I didn't realize. And I think for the average person, that is a coping mechanism for grief. You take away the things that you enjoy because you don't really feel like you deserve any joy or any happiness or any fun. So the first thing I cut out of my life was all the fun. All of it.
Yeah.
Every single piece of it. My life was not fun. It was for function. And I didn't do anything for myself that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Probably not for a whole year until I started to gradually, I found keto, and that actually really changed my life a lot because I found a purpose. I found a reason. And I will say that part of that hinges on my mother as well, because I look back now and I think if I had known then what I know now about healthy eating, the end of her life might have not been so difficult. So truthfully, what I share now in the keto space is it's for my mom. It's for the people like my mom that I can help and that they don't have to suffer the way that she did. So I think there's a lot of guilt in there for me as well.
Yeah. I really do understand. And based on what you have mentioned, it's all normal to feel that way. And it's also normal to feel guilty. Sometimes we feel guilty because sometimes we think about the things that we wish we could have done to make the life of our loved one easier. Sometimes we because of that we blame ourselves for the things that we didn't do, and that's when we slowly need to take ourselves to the next step, which is about forgiving ourselves. Can you hear me all right?
Oh yes, I'm only leaning down because I'm reading a message while you're chatting.
Oh, okay, yeah. Forgiveness is another important tool which one can bring in while you are grieving. Because even me, when I was grieving for my mom, I had a lot of questions concerning my mom's death. And sometimes I was blaming myself because I was not there. I was not there. And because of that, I wish, I used to beat myself up for that. I used to say things to myself like, I could have brought some comfort to her. I would have been really be feeling better if I was there up to the last minute, even to be able to see her taking her last breath. But I was not there.
Yeah, I will say from personal experience, that's no joy. Like being there at the moment, seeing the last breath, having my
Is your sound all right? I can't hear you very well. Is your sound working all right? I can't hear you very well.
No, I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I hear you awesome. Does everybody else have sound good? I can hear you awesome.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So Janine on Facebook made a comment, and she said there's no time schedule on grief. Everyone is different in their relationship they've lost is different. You need to allow yourself to grieve in the best way you can.
Yeah.
Hang on, it's an add an extra one. In the best way you can with no guilt. Prayers that your grief can eventually be replaced with happy memories. Grief never ends. It evolves into what you can personally handle. I agree with that. I do.
Yeah,
I really agree with that.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your Facebook group, because that is a resource that people can come to you for now while you're still putting together your grieving program. So tell us a little bit about your group and how that came about.
Yes, my Facebook group is a new group. I don't have many members yet because I haven't been active really in advertising it as I was still going through grief. And now I'm picking it up again. So I've got few founding members. So everyone will be joining, will be part of the new founding members.
Yes.
It's a free Facebook group. You already there?
I am.
Yes. And it's called Your Grief is Unique. Yes. And it is unique.
And I will add the link for you guys so that you can find it as well. And where else can we find you on social media?
On my Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll add that one too to the description. And you have Instagram as well, yes?
And I have
Obviously,
Instagram as well. And should I post in my email address? I'll post it here.
Yes.
Yeah, so that everyone can have it. Just in case someone wants to drop me an email and ask me a question for support, please do feel free to do that. And if you want to drop a question on the Facebook group as well, everyone is welcome to join and to feel free to ask any question.
Yes.
So it's
and
support.
It is a little scary to put your questions out there. But I want you guys to know that if you're wondering, I guarantee it's not just you. Like, I have been through enough and talked with enough people to know that if I'm struggling with something, it's not ever just me. And it feels very internal and very personal when it's your grief. And it's really hard to reach out. But I promise if you do, it will make a huge difference in your healing.
Yeah. You can't grieve on your own. No, it's not easy. It's not easy to grieve on your own. So feel free to reach out to me. All I want is to put that extra hand of support, to support and guide you into finding your life back again. Be able to get out of bed again. Be able to reconnect yourself with your strength, your dreams, and be able to live the life that you were living before, because your life doesn't have to stop because you are grieving. It can be on hold for some time, but it doesn't have to stop forever. And recovery is possible with the right tools and the right support in place, which I'm willing to share with everyone out there. Recovery is possible because I've lived a life of grief. I've experienced it. I've lost my parents. I've lost my only brother. But when I was going through that, I never thought that recovery is possible. But I can reassure you that it is possible.
Well, and on this side of the grief, it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like nothing will ever be good again.
Yeah. And it is normal to feel that way because you are grieving.
So what would you say is our first step to being able to get out of bed every day? Because that's something we have to do regardless whether we want to do it or not. I mean, I had responsibilities. I wasn't able to just curl up in bed for a week or two like I'd like to. So what would you say is step one to being able to get up and function every day?
If you can take a break for a little while. As soon as you have lost somebody, or as soon as you can, take a little break so that you can allow yourself to grieve, if it's possible. Yeah, and you can start, allow yourself to feel the way you are feeling, to cry, to feel angry sometimes. Sometimes you have sleepless nights, your eating patterns will go off the road. This is all normal, and it will only last for some time.
Okay.
It will all pass away. So allow yourself. Don't ever think that is maybe you are losing your mind. It
well, there's that.
No, you are not losing your mind. You are simply, you are grieving, and give yourself permission to feel that way at the early stage of it, and allow yourself to let those feelings out, to cry, talk about it. It helps as well, because through talking, we find comfort in that. So if you can find somebody to talk to, talking also helps. It doesn't have to be everyone, because no one will be able to understand what you are going through. But somebody who can't judge you. Yeah, so talk about it. It can help too. And give yourself permission to grieve. It's very important.
So let's talk a little bit about step one, which I personally feel like is reaching out for help. If you're there and you feel like you're ready to start this process, what is your best way to reach out? Should that be with friends or family, or should you be seeking out a Facebook support group or other people who are going through what you are?
I think whatever way one is feeling comfortable with.
Okay.
Yeah, go for that. But because grief is so personal, seeking some professional support, I think it will be more ideal for me rather than joining any grief support group online. And I think one-to-one support is more beneficial.
Well, and I feel like not a lot of people want to share their grief in a group setting. I will say, even for me to decide to do this the first time and now again, it's not an easy thing to, yes, in a group setting, put it all out there.
Yeah. I would prefer one-to-one support because grief is very personal. Not everyone will feel comfortable to talk about what they're going through to anyone in public or to any group out there. And you don't know who's there. You don't know. But I think a one-to-one, especially a one-to-one professional support of someone with some trainings and an experience of grief themselves is more appealing to me.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the stages of healing through grief. And maybe you can walk us through that a little bit from your experience.
From my experience, Dory, when you are talking about the stages, some of them I have mentioned already, starting with acknowledgement, giving yourself permission to grieve, and talk about it. Take some break if you can from a busy life schedule so that you can allow yourself permission to grieve.
Okay.
And and when I will be starting with the mentoring package, I'm going to take my clients through the journeys. It will be a 8 weeks journey.
Okay.
Of taking through of providing with some good intensive tools, which will it will require some action plan and all that. But these are great tools. They've been proven to work over 30 years internationally, and I have applied most of them in my life. So I'm going to share them with my clients so that they can eventually get to the place of finding healing. But I've shared some short ones, like starting with acknowledgement.
Yes.
I can see that Dory wants everything. Yeah, but it all starts there. Acknowledging it, giving yourself permission to feel the way you are feeling, remembering it is okay, it is all normal, you are not losing your mind. Talk about it, remembering the heavyweight patterns at the early stage of it. It will come like that, and it does come to all of us like that. But eventually the waves settle down and you start feeling better. But even on your way to recovery as well, some out of blue, you find yourself grieving again or shedding some tears again while you were thinking that you were recovering. That's also okay. It is okay to feel that way. Yeah. But healing is possible at the end of that journey.
And that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to live a happy life. Because the person that we're grieving, I know my mother doesn't want that life for me, where I have no joy, I have no direction where I just spend, well, I mean, I'm 40, so what, maybe the next 40 years just missing her? She doesn't want that for me.
That's true. Yep.
I do go out of my way to do the things that she loved when I do, which is why I dance in my kitchen in all of my videos. That's something that I do.
Yeah.
For my mom. Yeah. And when she got sick, I don't think I did it on purpose, but I unintentionally stopped doing that. And it took well over a year before I even realized that I had a lady who messaged me right after I finished doing a dinner live, and she said, Dory, I have converted my grandma's fried cauliflower recipe, and I would love for you to share that. Yeah. And I said, honey, that's yours. You come on live with me and let's do it. We'll cook together. You can cook something and I'll cook something and we'll do it together. And when she popped on live, she was so excited and so happy. She was dancing in her kitchen and it hit me like a bolt of lightning. That used to be me.
Yeah.
I used to have that joy, feel that joy.
Yes.
And I think the only reason why I stopped doing it is because I specifically did it for my mother, especially at the end when she was really sick. On the days when I didn't feel like doing it and I wasn't in a good mood and I didn't feel like dancing, I did it for her.
Yes.
So that she could have that to take with her.
Yes. Yeah.
So sometimes it takes a while to come back to the things that used to bring us joy. And is that okay? Is it something that we should be pushing and rushing to? Or is it okay to take a year or 2 years?
If I to be honest with you, Dory, you know, when somebody has been involved in an accident,
yes,
right? Let's say you fell down and you broke your leg.
Okay.
You won't just sit there. You look for an emergency service, right? You won't just sit there because you might incur some bleeding and all kind of things. But you seek help.
Yes.
Same with grief. As soon as it happens, doing something that can help us to heal is also important.
Okay.
But one doesn't have to force themselves to do it. You do it when you are ready. But the sooner you do it, it's like attending to somebody who's in an emergency situation. The sooner you start looking after yourself, the sooner you start going out for a walk like the way you used to do, the sooner you start meeting up with a friend for breakfast, maybe every Monday or Tuesday like the way you used to do, the better it will be in your healing journey. Yes, so it is so much important that as soon as you can and you feel like you are ready, start taking care of yourself. Start doing those few things that you used to enjoy doing. And if it's okay and if it feels right with you, it will be fine as well to try some other new things. It won't hurt as well. Something that will take your mind away for a while from what you are going through. So start looking after yourself as soon as you can. It's very important. If you used to go to the gym or if you used to enjoy baking, try to start doing them a bit by bit as much as you can. But you don't need to rush yourself.
Well, and I feel like if you throw yourself into that healing, it's almost like masking what's really going on. And I find I have a hard time not trying to rush through this stage to get to the next stage. Because at the end of it is where I'm going to feel good. So if I could just power through this part and this part and this part, I'm going to get to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you've heard of the 5 stages of grief. Have you heard of them? We all tend to experience them. You don't have to experience them in that order. Yeah, some of them I didn't experience them and some of them I experience it the other way around. Yeah, so you don't have to try to kind of confine yourself into following a particular way of grieving, to be honest. You do it your way because grief is very personal. The relationship which you had with your mom is very personal. It's so unique. And the death surrounding your mom's passing is also unique, it's different. Yeah. So the best way to grieve is to do it your way.
And we have siblings. I have a sister. Should we all grieve exactly the same? Because that's a good question. I don't think my sister and I have grieved in the same fashion.
You're all different, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do it your way, and she will do it her way. I remember sometimes when especially at the early stage while I was grieving for my mom, every time I call my big sister back home in Namibia, I would cry on the phone, and we would cry together on the phone. We used to do that a lot. Yeah, so it's okay to do it the way you feel, and grief is timeless. Healing can happen to us at any stage. Some people can grieve for 6 months. Actually, scientifically, it has been proven that at least the minimum is 18 months. Yeah, but it's timeless. With some people, it can go over for some years. You don't have to rush yourself because it's very unique and it's personal.
And I don't think it makes a difference if it's a sudden death or if it's an illness or if it's something has been coming for quite a while. I think at the end, the shock is just the same. Even though I knew my mother was ill for a really long time with cancer and we were going through the treatments, I knew it was coming, and yet I still wasn't prepared at the time.
Yes, that's true. Every relationship is very unique. Therefore, the way we grieve, it will be very unique and personal as well. Yeah, so
if you could give people one tip, one thing that they can do for themselves each day to help their healing process, what would that be?
Start taking care of yourself. Yeah.
1,000,000%. You can't serve from an empty cup.
Yes. Start taking care of yourself. Start doing those funny things that you used to do. Get them back. Your calendar doesn't have to be completely full the whole month, but even if you can start even twice a week, once a week, slowly until you get into your routine by just simply looking after yourself. That will play a major role in your healing.
And don't let anyone pressure you. I have heard more than one time, get over it. It's been plenty long enough already.
No.
So when you're ready to heal, you're ready to heal, and don't let anybody pressure you to get there before you're ready, because it makes them comfortable. I'm a very joyous person, so when I'm not, it makes others uncomfortable.
I understand what you mean. Yes, grief is timeless, but we don't have to grieve forever as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Healing is possible.
And at some point, I had to be mindful of my own emotions as well, because I project. I have a very strong projective power, and I'm really good at projecting my feelings and my emotions on the people around me. It's a gift I've always had.
And Dory, in case there's somebody out there who's listening, who has got a friend like you who's going through grief, I would love to say that, please, one of the best things that you can give to a griever is to listen.
Yes.
Listen even without saying a word, because that says a lot already. Please just give that attentive ear to listen. Don't try to push them away. Don't try to say, get out of the room, because sometimes all they need is that company. And never say, stop crying, because they are going through grief, so crying is obvious. Let them cry. Don't hand them a tissue yet at the end as quick as you want. No, let them share their emotions. Yeah. And if a man is watching this out there, big boys do cry as well.
They do, and it's okay.
And it's okay. It is okay. Even if you're a man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to shed tears. It's okay to become vulnerable because you are grieving. So allow yourself to grieve. Even if you're a man, you do get hurt like us, like ladies. So obviously, because you are feeling hurt, because you are going through grief, you will shed some tears. And that's okay. It's all normal.
And I think that's, for me, the key message is that any way that this process happens for you, it's okay. It's normal. It might not be exactly how someone else grieves, but that doesn't make it abnormal. This is your process and your journey, and only you can walk this path. You don't have to walk it alone, but nobody can walk it for you. No one can take you by the hand and bring you to healing. It's a process that you have to go through step by step every day.
Yeah, that's true. We can't put grief aside. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. You can't put it away. We can't walk over it. We can't go around it, unfortunately. We have to go through it.
Yes. And I'm so glad that we have someone amazing like you to go through it with. So thank you so much for your time. And I will post all of your links so that everyone can find you. And I will make a post if anyone has some more questions that they would like to share, because we certainly hadn't intended to leave it for 9 whole months last time.
No, we didn't. And I do apologize. People probably didn't know what was happening. Yeah.
Life just gets busy. We have both been so busy, but I definitely would like to make an effort to get together with you once a month or once every couple of months, just so that we can revisit, because in droves, I have people reaching out to me and saying, Jory, I'm emotionally eating. I'm gaining weight. I'm having problems with my food choices. And I know that that is based in the grieving process. So it's really easy for me to say, make yourself snacks, be prepared. But the emotional eating part, it's the grieving process. It doesn't really have anything to do with the food. It has to do with the grief. So I'm hoping that we can get together semi-regular to help people work through that and vent some of that, so that we're not putting our own bodies in jeopardy for grief's sake.
Yes, yeah. We'll make time again for another session again, even mid-October after I've launched it.
Excellent.
Yeah, if you're free, we can, we'll post a date on the group, and when it will happen, and then we can meet up. Anyone who've got questions, feel free to come around and join us, so that we can support each other and be able to find healing while we're grieving.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time, my lovely friend. It is always so amazing to hang out with you.
The Facebook group, Dory.
Yes.
Your grief is unique.
Yes.
Anyone, feel free to come and join for some support and guidance.
Yes, and I'm there. We can chat there.
Yes, yeah.
Well, have an amazing day.
Thank you for your time, Dory. I appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank you, love. And I look forward to October when we get to do it again.
Yes, and thanks for everyone who have joined us today. See you soon. Bye bye. Bye.
Okay. There we go. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to screen record the IG version for you guys. Unfortunately, we had some issues on Facebook and you didn't get the full live, but I will screen record it and get it up for you shortly later today. It'll take me about an hour and a half. So stay tuned.